Hello, my friends. How are you? Welcome to 30 Albums for 30 Years, 1964 through 1994. I am your host, Jay Sweet. Today, we will be checking out yet another Bob Dylan album. We've already featured Bob Dylan records on this program, seasons number 1 and season number 2. Today is his classic record, double album called Blonde on Blonde. So Bob Dylan's Blonde on Blonde, released June 20th of 1966, recorded on January 25th through March 10th, 1966. This is on the Columbia record label. Let's get into it. Blonde on Blonde by Bob Dylan. It's his 7th studio album, and it offers a further shift away from his earlier, more scaled-down acoustic, political folk material. For many critics and fans, Blonde on Blonde is considered Bob Dylan's finest record, and he has a lot. It reached the chart position of number 9 on the US Billboard Charts and is 2 times platinum certified. The album is celebrated for its mix of folk, rock, blues, and carefully blending of acoustic and electric instrumentation. Blonde on Blonde was recorded in a series of sessions, some in Nashville and some in New York City. It features session musicians and Bob Dylan associates. With the assistance of his producer, Bob Johnson, more attention was paid to the intricacies of different arrangements, studio tracking, and orchestration. Overall, Blonde on Blonde is credited as one of the great records of the mid-1960s and a further look into Bob Dylan's artistic vision as a songwriter and lyrical genius. As I discuss each track today, I hope to give you insight into the process of the recording and key details associated with this landmark record. Let's get into it. All right, you ready for this journey? I think you are. Let's go ahead, take out that first disc and drop it on the turntable. Track 1, side 1, disc 1, Rainy Day Women, number 12 and number 35. That's the name of the tune. It stands out as one of Bob Dylan's most iconic tracks, largely due to its reference to drug culture with the line, "Everybody must get stoned." Despite its fame, the song's meaning, though, and its title continue to elude definitive explanation, which is consistent with Bob Dylan's tendency to remain cryptic about his music. In 1969, he was interviewed by Rolling Stone magazine, and Bob Dylan was asked about the song, seems reasonable, and he said the following: "I never have said, I don't know what it's about. You know, just one of those songs that's just out of nowhere. You know, it just happens to come about." Wow. Thanks for nothing, Mr. Dylan. No clue. But that's how you would answer these kind of questions. And then the title itself, Rainy Day Women, number 12 and number 35, also adds some intrigue. Some have suggested that the numbers, when subtracted, equal Dylan's age at the time of the writing. I could tell you doing the math right now. But even this explanation remains somewhat speculative. Nevertheless, the song, it carries a laid-back, stoner kind of a vibe, evoking images of musicians leisurely hanging out and enjoying themselves. As is often the case, I'm gonna say it, Bob Dylan's harmonica playing, man, it is somewhat insufferable on this track. I know I'm hard on Bob Dylan's harmonica playing if you've heard this program before. Not always bad, but for me on this one, I don't know, man. Tough to listen to, unless, of course, you are, in fact, stoned. Notable session musician, pianist Hargis Pig Robbins. I love that name. I'm going to say it again. Hargis Pig Robbins adds a flair with his barrel house piano playing, enhancing the track's overall sound. With the incorporation of a brass band, Rainy Day Women, number 12 and number 35, presents a departure from Dylan's usual style. The song achieved significant chart success. It is a classic, reaching number 2 in the US and number 7 in the UK.